Hello, everyone. Wishing you a very good morning, a very happy Monday, and I hope the week turns out to be really great and successful for you. The topic of for this session is why do we require mindful workplaces more than ever, right? So, whether you are into a business or you're a freelancer or whether you're a consultant or whether you're independent or working in an organization, being mindful is becoming more and more important, specifically in the post COVID times. So, one of the primary reasons is, of course, because it's the post COVID time. The world is completely not come out of it even now, right? Even now, you do see traces of that and all the confusion between work from home and work from office and so on. So, but within workplaces, whether it's your own home or whether it's the office, there are more reasons why more of mindfulness is required. So, according to me, okay, this is not coming from AI, this is coming from experience. According to me, one of the primary reasons why we require more mindful workplaces is so that fear does not take over. So, as you know, thriving beyond unseen fears, right? That is the topic of the LNP webinar that I'm doing. The reason is because there is always a constantly lingering fear about losing one's job, right? Because AI is so efficient and it is it makes you feel like a fool at times because AI is so good at creating content, creating video, graphics, creating colors, colorful things. And there's so much of competition in the space that whichever domain you're in, or whichever function you're in within any industry, there is too much of competition, and there is always a fear of losing your job or being replaced all the time. Earlier also it was there, but now it has increased manifold. Okay, now the second reason I would say is overwhelm, right? Because overwhelm and stress. So earlier, when we were living in the pre-AI era, if I may call it that way, we were not as overwhelmed and stressed as it is right now, because there's also a lot of discussion ongoing about working 12 hours, 17 hours, 18 hours, and irrespective of whatever designation you have, whether you're a senior or a junior, working hard cannot be escaped by anyone, right? And especially if you're an independent business owner or an independent coach or consultant or something, it's even more necessary to be working all the time. So, also not eating properly, not sleeping properly because of the overwhelm and stress that is leading to a lot of collapses at young ages. And that's why being more mindful of our own selves and our behavior and our belief system is becoming more and more important. So it might look like very old school and traditional to say this, and because you're finding mindfulness coaches everywhere and you find people talking about this all the time, and it looks irrelevant when you actually look at what AI is creating. It looks irrelevant because what they are teaching, AI is already teaching you, right? And this is something you already know. So you may not want to go and learn it specifically. You may not want to hire a coach, spend money on it. But if you don't do it, that's creating more burden and more guilt. This is something I've personally felt that when I'm trying to avoid humans and getting more into AI, that's creating a different kind of a guilt. And when I'm doing less AI and more humans, that is also creating a different kind of a guilt. And if I'm letting go of both AI and humans and only sitting and praying, that is also creating a different kind of a guilt. So, you know what I mean, right? So, creating that balance between all these aspects is becoming more and more necessary. Okay. The third aspect is really, fast growing technology, or you can say, the technology is kind of getting updated so fast right now. If you look at where we were last year, the version of ChatGPT we were in, or the version of AI we were in, it was completely different from where we are right now. So right now we are in the agentic AI and automation mode, and it is going so full-fledged across industries. Every single industry, every single organization is coming up with their own tool. There's so many variations of the same tool with the same features that on the one hand it's creating a lot of competition. On the other hand, even people in sales don't know whom to sell what to, because the relevance is going down. The features are different. One tool may have a different feature, the other one may have something similar to it. Now which feature is better, which is not, it's becoming a luck game. It's like literally like gambling at times, I feel, because for the same purpose there are so many tools and everybody is a founder, everybody is a startup, right? And which company now lands funding, which company does not, but we really don't know. So whether it's a game of luck, whether it's a game of gambling, or whether it's really worth it, Nothing can be guaranteed, right? Nothing can be guaranteed. So another, I would say, maybe this kind of a stress and anxiety should could be for parents. What should my child study? Right now, the reason being, okay, literally in every subject there is now AI. Okay, so should the child study only AI, or should the child pursue some other profession where AI does not exist? Because AI is existing everywhere. It has the potential to replace your child's job everywhere, literally. So whether your child is in the pre-KG, KG, first standard, second standard, or eighth standard, or 12th standard, right? Which is the subject which is going to sustain in the long run? Because of AI, the stock markets are collapsing. So okay, because of AI now, doctors are getting confused. Because of AI now, even lawyers, always they were struggling, they are struggling even more now, right? There is a tool to do everything, right from documentation to creating your movies, right? It's even AI is making movies and creating music like no other. And editors, writers, coaches, you tell me one role where AI is not having its impact and not creating insecurity. So what should my child study? Maybe this could be mapped to, what a parent feels. Now, how are children feeling? Let's look at it, okay? So, children are children, okay? Their knowledge is limited, right? Whatever is being taught in school, that's what they will study, right? That's what they are going to follow, whatever the teachers say. Now, the teachers are asking them to go and ask ChatGPT. They're asking them to go and ask, YouTube. And YouTube always was there. YouTube and Google still were kind of a limited, sources maybe 2, 3 years back. Now it's completely, dependence on AI. Even children are becoming dependent on AI. So forget children, colleges also, right? Everybody wants to study only AI because of the fear of having a job, basically. And this fear is real, okay? It's not imagined. Trust me when I say this, because I've held senior positions, and when I talk to people, I see that fear, right? Everybody wants to have a side hustle for some reason. If it's not there, then they are, I see that overwhelm across, industries, and across people, across ages even. So dependence on AI is increasing day by day to such an extent that it's unstoppable. AI is unstoppable. Let us accept that. But how is it going to benefit the humanity is still to be ascertained. It is still not very clear. And this is what, I think we, as I would say a human race rather, need to decide what is important to us, right? The priority. What is the priority now? Is it going to be just technology replacing everything else, or is it going to be like, the balance between human and AI? So it's a big question mark for organizations as well as for individuals. And whichever function you're in, whatever seniority level you're in, if you're a senior person, you're even more at threat because your salary levels are high, and the chances of you losing the job is more than for the people who are getting lesser salaries, pretty much, right? Because employers want to save money. CEOs, CXOs, CTOs is their job guaranteed? No. If your tool is not as good as the competitors, then what are you, right? You can just have a false ego saying, I'm a founder, I'm a co-founder, I'm this, I'm that. But that can also collapse. So, so all these reasons are actually creating a lot of fear and insecurity. And there's only one thing that can really help you stay centered and grounded, and that is mindfulness. All these modules like neuro linguistic programming, or you can say Reiki for that matter, even, right? Any form of healing practices are definitely required more and more. And if you have thought about it, wonderful. If you know how to do it, great. But if there is some kind of a fear and insecurity which you're always sensing or feeling, or even if you see that in your children or your spouse or your parents or anyone, it's important for you to really balance and stay centered. Okay, so I hope this video helps you in staying centered and in being more and more mindful, because at workplaces there is more and more stress, and it has the capacity to break families. It has the capacity to break the courage that people have. Okay. Again, I'm not coming from a place of pessimism. I'm just telling you the reality as it is. Okay. This is the reality. If you learn AI, it is great. Excellent. But for how long will that learning sustain? We don't know, because you have to keep on updating constantly. If you're not updating, you're dying, literally. And if you don't know AI, right, then you literally feel like, okay, I am kind of, extinct. Literally, that kind of a feeling does start coming, right? So figure out your own way to deal with this. And if I can be of any help, let me know. And mindfulness is something which kind of stays forever. So if you found this video useful, just post peaceful in the comments below. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.